Here we are, from Bob Lee's Panic Room, a very sad Rog, from the crap part of ESPN's massive studio complex in Her Name is Rio. We've come down here for 31 days, Rog. We've left our families.
World Cup's over.
We've left everything behind, and the World Cup's done. We haven't even been here a week, Rog, have we? Have we been here a week? Maybe a week today we've been here, and the World Cup seems officially over for these two Englishmen. We're going to talk all about that game, 2-1 to Luis Suarez Guay over not so mighty England.
This is how I feel right now.
He's
David.
just a baby. He's just a baby, Rog.
See the
Raheem Sterling. He's too young. He's too young to go through things like this.
Pathos more. This boy's postcards will be home
before him. Well, England are not
after him
completely out of this yet. There are a series of results that could take place
the man known as
that are very unlikely to, that could still see England get through.
Yeah.
I have a point of view. Rog, I actually feel the weirdest thing about this for regular listeners and watchers of Two Men in Blazers content is that usually I'm the one that's more pro-England and Rog is just deeply pro-USA. Something weird has happened today. Rog is devastated. He woke up this morning and what were you?
So confident.
So confident that England were going to win. I think you worked yourself into a little bit of a state.
A palaver.
A little bit of a state of excitement. And I felt nervous all day.
I went to the plate.
Yeah.
I pointed at the bleachers with my bat.
Yeah.
I said home run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Struck out on 3 pitches.
Yeah, didn't so much happen. Whereas
How'd you say not in the face in English, David?
Not in the face.
Not in the face.
But I was, I don't feel so bad. I don't feel so bad. I
I
think the reason I don't feel so bad,
I haven't felt this optimistic about anything English, David, in decades.
Even though Roberto Martinez, I thought, said very eloquently in the post-game show that for England, forget about this. This is not about the now. It's about the future. They're building a team of youngsters for the future. They will learn from this. They will take this. They will go forward. I actually am very, very concerned about where England are going in the future because I think we are trying to play a style of football which we will never, ever create the players to go and do. That's not what will get England. This might be the only way you win the World Cup, but England have to get out of the group. This is the first time England have not got out of their early group, Rog, if they don't advance out of the group, since 1958. England have been very, very good at advancing out of their group. They've been very, very good about, you know, getting to last 16 or the quarterfinals into those kind of places, except the semi-finals in 1990 or when they won it in 1966.
We're meant to lose on
penalties. I know, we are going to be denied a chance to be tormented by an England loss on penalties this year. But I don't like the way we're playing football, Rog, and that's my case.
We're not
that's how
really
I feel.
Playing football, David. There was not a lot of passing.
Yeah.
What has
very
this
low
team been doing for 3 weeks together?
There was a lot of possessing.
There were pieces
Rog,
all over
there was
the field,
an enormous
David.
amount of meaningless possession. There was no movement. Michael Ballack, we're watching with German and Chelsea legend.
This is why the loss hurts me.
Well, because
I started a religion. It's called Ballackism.
Yeah. Because when England were down 1-0, he did say...
He walked in. He walked in.
Don't worry, boys, it's going to be 1-1.
Just walked in, he goes, it'll be 1-1, I know, I've seen it, I know it.
Yeah.
And I was like, wicked, because it didn't look like England were going to score. It didn't look like England were going to score.
Yeah.
And then England scored and we'll break the game down.
Yeah.
Or maybe we should just talk about Colombia and Ivory Coast. It would make me feel a little bit better.
No, we ought to break the game down.
But he walks in, England score, and he announced, they need to stop playing so they save power.
Yeah. There's no point. They're just wasting power.
Power.
That was wonderful.
Great.
Wonderful.
Power has 8 syllables. It was an amazing thing to say. And I felt good. I felt buoyant. I felt joyous.
Yeah.
And then Suarez scores. He just looked at me and he goes, sorry. Looked down at his newspaper. So I lost England.
Yeah.
I lost my belief in the pagan religion Ballackism.
Yeah.
Which was just growing fast here in Brazil.
And Rooney scored, which means you can't do that joke anymore. You now haven't scored as many World Cup goals as Wayne Rooney.
I'm happy about Wayne Rooney scoring. Anyone who's been constipated since 2006, which is quite a long time, even by my grandmother Rita's standards.
Yeah.
Long may her memory be a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
He scores. He scores. It was an amazing thing. I think we developed a chart of great popular Rooneys in America. with Mickey probably at number 6.
Yeah.
I think as many of you came in, you told us Rooney Mara is possibly the most popular Rooney at the moment. I like Ed Rooney, but then I Googled his Wikipedia page and I've gone off him a little bit. Andy Rooney, very avuncular.
Yeah.
But I thought Wayne, when he scored, I mean, this is the World Cup of bald men, TM, as we've TM'd. And he did it. He did it for England.
Yeah, another bald man.
I felt good for a moment because before that he'd whiffed with his
He'd scored a hat-trick.
He had an English hat-trick.
Right foot, free kick, very good free kick, but just missed over the top corner. Then with his head, boom, bam, right into the jam between the crossbar and the post.
A real bald man would have scored that goal.
I feel like if the post wasn't there, it might have gone in. Anyway, crossbar, post, and then, Rog, he misses with his left foot, hits it right at the keeper. With his left foot. That's an English hat-trick as far as we're concerned.
As far as we're concerned, we'll take it. We'll take any pleasure we can get. But ultimately, the game could be said to boil down, and it doesn't. I mean, for 1 second, by the way, when he scored, David got very excited. English tabloid newspapers, step back!
Yeah.
But now they'll step forward. They will eviscerate him.
No, this was not Rooney's fault.
He missed. David, you could say the game, which at Jay Sicky, a wonderful GFOP, framed for us as a clash between Nipples and Nigels. It was Nipples on one side and Nigels on the other. And by the way, I am feeling the pressure right now. My legs are so numb they feel as if they've been wrapped in a Uruguayan jersey so tight that I can't breathe anymore. He missed 5 chances.
5?
Yeah. Wayne Rooney missed 5 chances, Dave. Luis Suarez had 3 and took 2.
That's
Ultimately,
right.
You have a world-class player who takes his chances, albeit past a very bonkers
and a very good player
Hart.
in Wayne Rooney. And Wayne Rooney gets a lot of flack for just being a very good player. But I just disagree. I don't believe that the English media will take on Rooney after this game because they are going to round heavily on one man, and that is Roy Hodgson.
Don't beat up Roy
They're
Hodgson.
going to go
it's
at
like,
Roy Hodgson.
You know what that will be
They're
like?
going to say, this is
I
because the English media pushed so hard to have this young attacking team of very inexperienced players.
The Unsullied.
They can't blame the Unsullied. They're going to have to say it was the wrong coach for this attacking team. Already I'm reading journalist feeds, and they are saying, wrong coach, he never let them attack.
Don't beat up Roy.
Anyway, let's go through the game.
He reminds me of my dad. He reminds me of my dad. He's like, my father is the last civil, Judge Ivor, the last civil Englishman. He sees a woman in the street. What does he do?
String her up.
Hello there. Takes off his hat. Sees a woman about to cross the road and step into a puddle. What does he do?
He leads her. He puts her in the arm.
He takes off his coat and puts it across the puddle.
I like Sir Francis, like Sir Walter Raleigh.
With his cape, he takes his cape off.
Your dad wears a cape.
Yeah, your dad.
We have to get our dads together.
No,
it's too
much. It would be terrible. It would be like. Anyway, here's the point I'm making about Roy Hodgson. Beating up Roy Hodgson is like getting a really old walrus and beating it with clubs.
I agree it's wrong.
He's a wonderful man.
I agree it's wrong.
He's a lovely
but
man.
Mark my words, that's what the English media will do tomorrow.
And one question I would ask, Dave. One question I would ask. And one that will be ongoing. And do tweet us at Men in Blazers. Email us meninblazers@gmail.com. Communicate with us at Embassy Davis. Suave, sophisticated, articulate, erudite, at Rog Bennett. Dull, old, plodding me. Who would want to be the England manager? Who would want to be the England manager? And who should be the England manager? It's a job for someone who likes to put their neck on a block with a guilloutine above it.
I'm very worried it's going to be David Moyes.
Who would take this thing? Secondly, I want to say this. I want to get this off my chest. My big takeaway, and a lot of lovely English people are telling me, yeah, Divvy, you call it soccer. They think I'm American. In England, when I tweeted out, I believe the US will win the World Cup before England do next. I absolutely do completely. And as many thousands of English people are, we won it already in 1966, Divvy. Thank you very much, England. Talking about the future. I'm talking about going forward. It's something I like to think about. You clearly do not. But that's my big takeaway from this, Davey.
I agree. By the way, I do agree with that point. I am a little less bullish on US soccer than you are. I think it's going to take a little longer than you do. But I do believe that the US will do it first.
I think it'll take.
And I think if England have taken a massive setback by getting away from what it is that they do really well. Anyway,
3 weeks, 6 games, 1 trophy. Our greatest hip-hop poet / football player, Clintus.
Anyway, Rog, the game. Game started. Immediately, it was apparent to me that this was not the same Uruguay we saw against Costa Rica. Now, they did start well against Costa Rica as well. The movement was there. Suddenly, Suarez, one man is in that team, Rog.
Do you know what we're talking about now, Liverpool fans? You hate him too now, don't you? Like we have had to. Or do you see what we were talking about?
It makes
Doesn't
such a
he
difference.
look like Anne Hathaway?
He does look like Anne Hathaway.
Liverpool fans, I'm sure you agree now.
Anyway, the whole team looked like a different team with Suarez in the side. Just 4 weeks after arthroscopic surgery, he's back, and the whole team looks very different. And I think that let's not take away from Uruguay. Always the obsession is going to be with England. Uruguay played very, very well, and it took a lot of guts for them to get that early goal and to come back after the equaliser and find a way to score.
Physical, robust, commanding the midfield. Steven Gerrard.
Oh, that's the first thing.
A wonderful season, and one of the things that gave us hope. By the way, I would say my hope, my confidence, my optimism, and I came in here bullish. I kissed everybody. Tarico, my Lord and Saviour, gave him a kiss. Bob Lee. High five, that gorgeous man. I think I even gave him a little banana. Bob, free little banana. For the free bananas, bananas forever. I was very, very bullish. But then, Davo, that bullishness lasted roughly when they kicked off the ball.
Yeah. It immediately evaporated.
I felt like the confidence drained out of me. I was like a pig that had been hung up in an abattoir.
Anyway, the movement for Uruguay looked very, very different.
The midfield.
Well, no, Gerrard.
Liverpool. We gave hope about Liverpool.
Yeah.
And it was Liverpool's tiredness that ultimately sucked us down. Henderson and Gerrard, so dogmatic, so bullish, so wonderful for Liverpool, Davo. What happens when they pull on an England jersey?
Well, I mean, Gerrard has had some very good games for England, one would say. And I don't know quite what was going on. Actually, I think Henderson worked very hard today. I felt that, but he's never... You don't see Henderson he's going to be one of those players who, even when he has a great game, you're not going to notice him a lot. He's just going to make a lot of tackles. He's going to cut a lot of passing lanes. He's going to be in there a lot. Gerrard is a player who you notice when he has a great game, and you notice when he doesn't have a good game. This was another poor game for Steven Gerrard, even long before the mistake that led to the second goal. It was just a very poor game. He wasn't very influential. England's danger always looks to be around Sturridge, to be around Sterling. Rooney, by the way, despite the misses, Rooney worked his cotton socks off today. You saw how... And by the way, he's deceptively fast. He worked very hard. You know, there were chances for both teams in the first half. Rooney, certainly, the free kick, which very, very close. You thought he'd done the goalkeeper there.
Went like that.
He hits the header right into the bar, leaning back as he hit it. But I don't think that's his fault. I think he had to get up that high. The cross was a little high. He goes into the crossbar and the post at the same time.
Talking point, Godin, not sent off. Second yellow, arguably.
Oh, my word. That was a controversial decision.
He gets the elbow up. He gets the elbow up.
Well, no, it was sort of the hand into the throat.
I think the referee looked. He said, oh, that's Sturridge. He's a bit annoying. He kind of deserved it.
Yeah.
Give a free kick, but play on.
And he went there.
Not quite
Frankly,
the
to balance it out, Stevie G might have been sent off in the second half for the red card.
Easily
But that was way
and
later
completely.
in the game. But then a moment of class from Uruguay.
Just when it seemed to be a game that Don Garber would have said, it's
but
a bit Nigeria.
The recurrent weakness
it's a bit Nigeria
for this English team, which is our back line and our fullbacks. Leighton Baines all day just seems to be putting the team to pass the ball backwards. And Glenn Johnson, who is visibly shaking every time you see him. This guy is so nervous. He can't even throw the ball in from a throw-in.
Yeah,
He's so nervous.
A weakness for England today.
England are worse at throwing in the ball. They take so long than my daughter's under-9 girl.
Well, they've only had 3 weeks, Davo, to get these complex things like
Glenn Johnson
right,
sits way off the Uruguayan player. He crosses it in. Fantastic ball to Suarez. And Suarez,
gave it a
by the way,
bit of the RVPs. He gave it a little bit of loft.
He made it look easy. But that was a really fantastic finish. Really fantastic finish.
A little bit of the RVPs.
Yeah, fantastic finish.
Goal out of nothing.
Yeah.
Goal out of nothing. I have to say, there's something that happens to you American people when your side concede a goal. What do Americans say when you
come on, we're going to go and get him now.
Come on, America.
Come on.
Tenacious.
Yo, let's go get him.
And what do English people say?
Oh, game's over. That's it now. Now we've lost.
At least
bloody
we can enjoy the World Cup.
Oh, we can now watch Chile.
Oh, not that good.
We're English.
Rooney, damn you, Rooney.
Yeah. All the English people in the room where we were working, including us, we did that pretty much. So that started happening, and then go to half-time. Come back in the second half. Uruguay start the second half stronger. England weren't coming at them at all. And then, whoa!
Oh, let's cheers.
Here we go.
No end. 1, 2, 3,
4. Pull, car, blows your mind. I said a pull, car, blows your mind.
Woohoo!
Said pull, car, blows your mind. Instead of Paul Carr blows your mind. Mini bananas, Paul Carr blows your mind. With me, don't leave me hanging. Blows your mind. Instead of Paul Carr blows your mind.
Paul,
Okay, here we go.
I have to tell you, Paul, we are in
Paul,
a terrible mental state today.
Down, Paul.
Can I just read a lovely tweet that we got about Paul Carr? It's become possibly it should have its own spin-off, a lot of you think, because you've got some suboptimal conversations. Suddenly we bring in essentially the Stephen Hawking of
football research. Soccer research.
Mr. T's gold chain said.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? We'll go to that one in a minute. Pat Armitage said, Paul Carr not only blows your mind, but he also looks like he's related to Andrea Bocelli.
That's true.
Oh,
he does look a bit like Andrea Bocelli.
I'm not. I have no
You've
Italian
just blown our mind already.
Blown our mind. He is not related to Andrea Bocelli. That blows our mind.
Put you on the spot.
Okay.
Can you blow our mind, please?
Okay, blow our mind.
This is England's 14th World Cup.
14th.
I know where
they've all been painful except for one.
This is the first time England has ever lost its first 2 games.
In a row.
Sorry.
No more than Uruguay's nipples, that makes us feel. It's a new segment. It's called Paul Carr Makes Your Nipples Go Numb.
It doesn't have quite the same ring to it.
No, it's the sequel. It didn't do quite as well as the first one.
Would you say, I know this will require extra research, but would you say that there are not many teams who have not ever lost their first 2 games at the World Cup?
I would suspect there's a couple others. Brazil is the obvious one.
Yeah. 14 World Cups, quite hard to do to never lose your opening 2 games.
It's an impressive run. They did lose 2 in a row once before.
Yeah.
In 1950 in Brazil.
Yeah.
To the U.S.
We don't talk about that.
Anyway,
We don't talk about that game enough. Thanks, Paul Carr. Thanks, Paul Carr. Paul Carr blows your mind. He said Paul Carr blows your mind.
I don't like Andrew.
I would say, Rog, that when you lose 2-1, I always think this when Chelsea lose 2-1, or any other teams, Leighton Orient, teams I love, lose 2-1.
Yeah.
I always think that 2-1 losses are games that you really should have got a result out of. 2 2-1 losses in a row makes me think that this team lacks